Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Killer Collab podcast. My name is Tone Deaf, Florida, Tony D. Once again, I am joined with Chris Lato from Reaper Films.
How y'all doing?
And today we brought a special guest in the building. We got Joel Wynkoop from, various titles. I was looking at your IMDb and I couldn't figure out one title that I would actually like categorize you as. Like, is it just a B horror movie or?
It started out that way, and then it just ended up, the more movies I was doing, I was into the B-horror, slasher, sci-fi, comedy, martial arts, action adventure, pretty much everything but porn, I always say.
Well, there you go. At least you have a limit. At least there's a limit. I don't know if Chris knows any limits.
I have no limits.
We've noticed. We've seen some of your movies.
Joel's been in a couple of them.
Yes, I have.
Oh boy. I'm here with royalty, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have a very eclectic audience from all over the world. Now, how would you basically describe your main vision?
Oh man, I don't know. As a movie maker, I never say filmmaker because nobody shoots on film anymore. But a movie maker,
They should.
Yeah, but they won't, because video and digital is just so much easier
Too
than
expensive.
waiting 3-4. Yeah, and too expensive, and waiting so many days to see your dailies. So as a movie maker, I see myself just keeping busy because, like, my agents weren't getting me a lot of work to no fault of their own. It's my fault as an actor. I should be better to get more parts. So I create my own universe of making my own movies. And then if I'm not doing that, if I'm not working for my agent getting stuff they get me, I'm working for other movie makers that are making their movies, and I'm lucky enough to have them ask me to be part of their movies, or for me to audition and get the role.
No, I did exactly the same thing. Like, my agent was really like not getting me any roles. I was up in Philadelphia, and I would get the same old role and like just some local stuff, and it was just not in some print. But other than that, they weren't getting me anything. So I started creating my own as well. That's why I built this whole company, so I could actually just start designing and filming and doing whatever I can just to keep myself into the industry. So it's something that we generally have to do when it comes down to it, because I know a lot of agents have a lot of other clients, so they're trying to, and they're pretty much feeding their big whale of a client most of the time. So
Yeah.
then people on us on the lower cards don't really get too many auditions, which unfortunately happens down the pipeline.
Yep, I even have my agent. I asked her one day. I said, "Can you do something to kind of promote me here?" And she looked at me and goes, "Joel, I got 3,000 people to promote. I can't just." And I go, "Oh, I totally understand. I got you.
Right.
I got you. Don't say no more. I know what you mean."
Yeah, and it's very unfair to us because we feel like we have a bottle of talent that we want to just mold and like help, and just trying to build our repertoire and get some acting chops under us, and just try to get some to just get some more experience and more fun and meet more people. And it's just difficult when we're getting handcuffed to limited auditions and limiting FaceTime with a lot of these producers and acting directors.
But I think it's like most people, like actors come in and they want to find who's the biggest and best agency. And I don't think that's always the best way to go. Maybe you should get in with a smaller agency that only has maybe 50 people.
Yeah, and be their biggest.
And be their biggest, instead of dealing with someone that's got 3,000 people that they got to get jobs for.
Yep, 3,000
There's
George
only-
Clooney's.
There's only so many jobs out there, especially in Florida.
Oh yeah,
Mostly commercial work, I'm assuming.
Yeah. A lot of commercial work.
But yeah, I think maybe getting in with a smaller agency is probably best when you're especially first starting out.
Yeah, well, the small agents will just throw you at everything. They'll
Right.
literally just put like, oh, you got to audition here, 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 and here.
Right.
Hopefully you work.
Because I put my son when he was showing interest in acting, and he was like 10 and 12 years old, and I got him in with a small agency, and she was feeding him all kinds of stuff. Amscott commercials and
Oh yeah.
Verizon, all kinds of stuff.
Who is that? What agency?
It was Louisa's People.
Oh, Louise's People. I'm with Louise's People too.
And yeah, she was getting him a lot of gigs, and then he decided he didn't want to do it anymore.
He was working
Like-
too much, right?
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, you just worked 4 hours and made like $260 for 4 hours, and you're 12.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna find
When
this?
I was 12, I actually couldn't work. I had to wait till I was 13 to start working. My first job was worked at like a shopping bag. I was just bagging groceries back in the day.
Making probably $5 an hour.
Yeah,
think I
if
was
that.
doing
But-
newspaper delivery. I
Yeah.
got $3.60 a week or something.
So I tried to keep him in it, but he just didn't want to do it.
When he's 24, 25, then he'll want to
He's
go
like,
back.
oh, I'm tired of just standing around all the time. I'm like, well, that's part of it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's part of it. Exactly.
Yep. And then you're in those casting call rooms, like those I forgot what the stables. I forget what they call them.
Green room with
Yeah.
all the actors. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's I mean that's boring, but you know what? You're still getting paid.
Right. And I was with him, and we're eating all this great food for
Yep.
free, and like 4 hours. And he's like, yeah, I want to do this somewhere.
You're sounding about an AmScot. We were on AmScot for 3 days, and I think we worked the first day we were there, and I was only on camera. We went out in front of the camera for a couple hours, and then we were back in that green room for another 2 days, and we didn't do anything. But you
Yeah.
get paid
Yep,
for all 3
right.
days.
Yes, you do.
And that's the thing. He
You
walked
got a day rate.
He walked a bike across the street,
Yeah.
and he was in the back playing football
Oh, neat.
on a field with a bunch of kids, and that was it.
See, I don't have a problem with that. A lot
Here's
of people
money.
are like, well, yeah, and a lot of
Oh, yeah.
people are like, oh, it's just extra work. I don't care. I'll do extra work.
I
I've
think
done all
maybe
those TV
now
shows
that he's got real jobs where he's like working in a grocery store or flipping pizzas, he is realizing how good he had it
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
6 years ago, and maybe he'll change his tune.
Maybe he was like, get me on a set. Get me on a set. Hurry up. Get me on a set. Now, Joel, I was looking at your filmography, and I think it had 150 acting credits on your IMDb page.
Should be like 188, I think.
Wow.
Should be. I know. I think Horror Tales and the Owen Brothers just went up recently.
Now, I was looking through the dates, and it looks like you were doing like 4 or 5 a year. Like it was like you're a very like you're always working. That's what it looks like. Like I don't even see like a break in any year. Like, did you take a sabbatical ever?
We tried to track that down once. I go, man, I think I've been doing a movie, more than a movie a year, because you add them up and everything.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think I've kept pretty busy every single year since the late '70s doing Super 8, and then into Twisted Illusions and Truth or Dare, and then it's been pretty full.
Oh yeah.
When and how did you start?
Um,
Did you start as a filmmaker or as an actor?
I started as a filmmaker, which you can say because it was Super 8 film. My dad bought me a Super 8 camera. We went out and I would just start shooting stuff around the neighborhood. And I think the first thing I shot was a dinosaur movie, stop motion. And this kid next door came over and he goes, "Hey, I got my Allosaurus you can use in your movie." And I was like, "Thanks. What's your name?" And he goes, "Tim Ritter, sir." And he was like 8 years old then. And it turned out his mom called me one day and she goes, "Can you babysit or can you watch the kids? Where Gordon's away and I'm away." And I ended up taking care of Tim and Wendy when they were like 8 years old. And I would put Tim in my movies, The
How
Bionic
old
Boy.
How old were you at the time?
I was 15, I think. 15, 16, something like that. Yeah, probably 15. And was taking care of them. And then my dad got me the Super 8 camera, and then I started making. Then I made that Ghoulanium, the dinosaur movie, and Tim gave me his Allosaurus to use. Then I made a little movie called Robin with my nephew. Had them all dressed up as Robin from the Batman, and Tim was the bad guy in that. And then I made the movie The $8 Million Boy Meets the Invisible Transport Boy, which is an hour long, which is epic for us as kids. Super 8 spliced together, not edited, spliced, where you took the tape off and you had a cutting board and you cut it and you put the pieces of film together and you put the tape down. And
you remember we were trying to explain Mace that process? He was like, I want to do it. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I had a friend come over one day. I had an hour of footage on my floor, painstakingly pulled apart so it wasn't wrinkled. And he just looked at all and he goes, "What is all this? Yay! Yay!
Oh,
Yay!" And he threw it up in the air.
Oh my God.
And I go, "Get out of here, man!" He's like, "What? I go, "That's gonna take me a month to untank."
Oh man.
When the film rolls, it crinks, and you can't just jerk it apart. You gotta be very gentle, or it'll tear.
Yep. Yep.
So I've been all through that when people, or if they say like, yeah, I'm editing, it's so hard on this computer. Oh yeah? Try
Yeah.
splicing it together
Yeah.
and looking through a little
Oh, yeah.
1-inch hole to see what you're trying to edit.
Yeah, Chris doesn't know how good he has it nowadays.
Do you have these movies?
Yeah, oh yeah, I
Do you
still have
still
them
have
all
them?
there. I have 4.5 hours of them on video, and then of course, then I got some other stuff that never made it to the process of going through the projector and onto the wall and then onto the camera. So I still have those all in storage.
Oh, wow.
All my Super 8
Wow.
stuff.
Now, do you keep them in the canisters that they used to use?
They are still in the Super 8 reels, the little
wow.
4-minute reels. They're like that. They're blue on the outside. You punch
Yeah,
it
I
through like
remember
that.
those.
It pops up, and then
Oh.
you just unreel it. Yeah,
Oh,
still
wow.
got them. Yeah,
Oh,
We
wow.
I had those when I was a kid.
yeah.
They were handheld with the button. You could
Yep.
record.
Oh, wow.
And we
Yep.
had the projector. I think my dad still has all those reels from when I was a kid.
See, I got the reels. I'd like to have a projector again. I don't know what to do with my. I had two Bell & Howell projectors, and it'd be awesome to have them again and put it on the reel, and you reel it through the projector and you let it go. My dad would say, okay, we're gonna kids, not kids. That was I was probably older than I was probably 17, 18, and the family was all over. My dad would break out the screen and then his slide projector, and he goes, okay, we're gonna watch movies. We're gonna watch slides tonight. We'd be like, oh, okay. Here's Joel at the Disney World. Here's Mom and me at Key West. And then go through the whole. And then he got all done. And I go, this is the family's there, and my dad's there, and it's his thing. He's showing his his slides of the family. He gets done, and I go, hey, I'll get my projector. We'll show movies. Oh, I gotta go to bed. I thought I got to cut out on me. Okay.
Wow. Wow. Now, you also write movies as well?
Yeah, because for the same reasons. I was like doing the movies, and then I was acting, and then I go, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then that's how I lost faith because I was doing Killing Spree at the time, and I go, I want to do my own movie, and then now I'm really into Chuck Norris, and I was taking karate and kickboxing, and I said, no, I want to make a karate movie. And that's when I started writing the movie Lost Faith, which didn't really have a title. My nephew came over one day and he goes, hey, I thought about a name for your movie. How about Lost Faith? And I go, man, that's cool. I'm taking that. And made that movie. And that really kind of, it started with Twisted Illusions, Truth or Dare, Killing Spree. And then I did Lost Faith. But, and Lost Faith, which is really cool to me because just like Truth or Dare has got this kind of little cult following.
Yeah.
The Truth or Dare did. And then I said, oh, it'd be cool if it would click with Lost Faith. And when Cult Movie Mania re-released it, I did a recut. I went back and got the 3/4 tapes and recut the whole movie. And they released it, and it got out there even more. And now it's become that kind of cult thing where people will know me from Lost Faith. And they'll go, yeah, I saw Lost Faith. I really loved it a lot. And you're always glad you don't want to hear somebody say, yeah, I heard about your movies. They suck. You want to hear, hey, I watched your movies. I thought it was cool. That's what you want to hear.
So you directed and acted in them?
Yeah, Lost Faith, I wrote, directed, produced, did all the fights, did a lot of the choreography.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much did everything and did catering. Because one thing that I wanted to do, I wanted to have everything there. The only thing I really didn't have was the big money to throw around. So all I could promise them was, show up, we're going to have a good time, we're going to make a movie, and when it's all done, you'll be proud of it, hopefully, and I'm going to have catering there every day. So this was in Fort Pierce, and I went to places like Pizza Inn, Domino's, Finally Good Food Catering in Port St. Lucie. I think my sister catered one day because we were at her house. But yeah, so the biggest one was, it's not here, it's Dale's Barbecue, I think. Over there, over here it's Sonny's. Over there, It was like Dale's. And they came out, and I had there's like 9 people there from Dale's Barbecue. Didn't pay a dime for it. It's in the credits. I said, you get credits in the movie if you do this. And they were like, everybody pretty much then was very outgoing to letting you come in. Then there was no film liaison, not in our town, not in Fort Pierce. The Chuck Johnson was the police captain. And he goes, yeah, just let me know what you need. I had officers assigned to me for the day.
Wow.
They showed up in police cars, and they came right up to me, and they go, Mr. Wynkoop, we've been assigned to you for the day. What do you want us to do?
Oh,
and I thought this is kind of, I'll just be a smart ass here. I'll go, hey, I need that street blocked off, and I need that street blocked off. Anything you say, sir. Boom, took their cars, blocked the streets off. I was like, man, this is cool.
God.
So then I really got cocky, and I was like, a little later on, I go, oh, I just got a great idea. How about I'm going to race my car backwards, race around the corner, and you guys chase me around the... Oh, we can't do that, sir. And I go, good enough, you guys. And then I had a cop in the movie show up because his name is Don Cryak, and there is I always wondered this. There's a story writer in the News Tribune. His name is Don Cryak, and I always wondered. I go, I wonder if that's the cop I had in my movie, because he showed up with his police car from the Port St. Lucie Police, and he actually pulls in behind me in one of the scenes, gets out of his car, and as I'm going, hello, he grabs me, throws my arm behind my back, slams me on the hood of the car, and he goes, shut up, I don't want nothing from you, and he handcuffs me, puts me back in his police car, and I did the famous Beverly Hills Cop line. As soon as he threw me into the back of the car, because we shot scenes inside, but unfortunately the camera guy, I didn't know you wanted to record it. They threw me in the back of the car, and I go, this is the cleanest police car I have ever been. This is cleaner than my apartment. And but yeah, we shot that, and that was just, there was no like somebody all getting involved, and there was like, somebody showing up, hey, we're from the ACAP, gonna treat this dog right,
Right.
You can't, this is a classic car, it has to go through the classic car custom bureau, and did you fill out your permits, and do you have this, and do you have your insurance? No, it was just, I wanted to do something, and people were just giving it to me. And the guy, I told my assistant director, Sean McCarthy, we were in the park one day, and I go, look at that car over there. That car is fucking awesome. It's this yellow Cuda or something with this black stripe on the side. It's a hot rod. The thing was cool. And everybody that sees it, they ignore my movie and go, oh, that car is awesome. The movie, yeah, whatever. That car is awesome. But his car was there, and I go, Sean, go find out who owns that car. I want that in the movie. He goes, how? I go, just fucking go find him and get him in the movie. Okay. And he walked over, found the guy, Dave Erickson, went up to him, and he goes, excuse me, sir, that's my director of our movie, Joel Wynkoop. He'd like to have your car in our movie. Okay. And got his car in the movie.
See how simple it was back then?
Yeah.
Now it's just a headache after a headache.
It is.
Like just putting something together.
I mean, I still had him. I mean, one guy I remember coming back. I go, hey, I just need you to sign one more thing. Oh, screw you. I talked to my lawyer, and he says stay away from you. I'm not doing this with you. And I go, look, man, you know what? Forget it. I'll be there Saturday. We're going to shoot. I don't even know if I was supposed to be there. But we showed up Saturday when they were closed, and we shot it anyway. Because, yeah, when that started... and that's all I get a lot over here. When I was shooting things for a Craiglawn incident, I called laser ops because I thought, oh, this will be cool. They got a whole game area. You're in there with your guns.
Oh, yeah.
And they have the Statue of Liberty and blown up houses. And I go, man, if I can get in here and shoot. So I offered him money, come in there at the middle of the night, shoot like from midnight to whatever. Well, my lawyers looked it over and seen all the movies you were attached with, and we decided to stay far away from you. And I went, oh, I said, that's fine. At least you called me back.
Right.
Don't ditch me for 9 months while I'm trying to get in touch. If you don't want to do it, just tell me.
Just say no. Right.
Yeah.
I had that problem finding the locker room. I've been trying to find a locker room with showers for a high school scene, like a high school locker room scene. And I mean, everybody I talked to, like they either wouldn't call me back, or I'll have the manager call you back. Never heard anything, and then I email the manager, no reply. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you people? Like, tell me to
just call.
You don't want me to shoot there? That's fine, but don't just not reply. I hate that. I hate people that ignore me. I'd rather have someone say, I don't want you anywhere near my building than to just ignore me.
It's common courtesy.
But,
it's like, why be a dick?
Yeah,
exactly.
And I wrote the guy back and I said, hey man, no problem. I completely, totally understand. Thank you so much for getting back to me. Because he could have drug it on for and I keep thinking in my head, oh, when I get laser ops, I'm going to get in there and shoot that scene. And then I'm waiting on it. Instead, he told me, no, you can't come in here. We don't want to be attached to you. That's fine.
You should rent it for a birthday party. Because I'm sure they do like birthday.
No, that's what they do.
And then you go in and shoot.
Yeah, that was my other option. I thought I could just go in there and say, yeah, this is for me and her. And, oh, yeah, we have this camera. We're going to record the kids. The kids haven't gotten here yet. This is basically what we're going to shoot the whole scene.
Yeah, the kids will be here, I promise.
Yeah. Let's just run through what we're going to do with camera angles and lights.
And you probably get free pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza.
But it worked out okay because I saw a location on the way home from Hall Screen or from Busch Gardens. And it was a demo building, and I said I could just go in there and shoot, but let me do the right thing. I called to sign. The girl goes, "Yeah, it's going to come down in 2 weeks. We're slowly getting there. You shoot anything you want, just be careful."
Oh, nice.
Nothing about permits or
Right.
insurance.
Wow, just be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other problem I was having with the locker room thing was they either wanted permits
Yep.
Yeah.
Insurance.
or freaking tons of money. Like I had this
Yeah.
one private school that was going to let me shoot there, and they wanted like $225 an hour, and I'm like, my budget's like $3,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It'll be gone.
I'm not going to spend that much money on a 4-hour shoot. Like it
Yeah.
was like half my budget. That's crazy.
And if you keep looking, you'll find somebody. It's
Yeah.
just
So
it's finding
I
them,
just
but you'll
said,
find
screw it. I'm not making the movie now. So we just put it on the back.
Oh, you're
burner.
not?
Nah.
just because of that one location.
Well, a couple other things.
Yeah.
Actors were being a pain in the ass.
That never happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now I got 8 cheerleader outfits sitting in my house with nothing to do.
Oh,
we know what you're doing with those 8 cheerleader outfits.
Yeah.
Rah, rah, rah.
You talk about those actors' experience. We had one girl. She called up Tim. She goes, "I'm going to kill Joel and I'm going to kill you. I'm blowing both your houses up." And this was
What?
for real. She went psycho on us. She goes, "I'm killing both of you." And what else do we have? One day, the same girl called me up and she goes, I answered the phone. I said, Wynkoop Productions lost faith. She goes, "Joel, it's Lynn. You got to come get me." I go, "Lynn, we're shooting in like 15 minutes. Where are you?" "I'm still in Miami." "I'm in Fort Pierce now. This is 300 miles away." "Run to Miami and get me for the shoot." I go, "Lynn, you're supposed to be, are you crazy?" "Well, what are we going to do? You got eaten by an alligator. Talk to you later." Boom. I put it in the script.
Off screen death.
"Well, what happened to Connie?" And I go, "Connie was found behind the building, an alligator ate her."
That's funny. Yeah, I had not one, 2 actresses that submitted for the role. I sent them sides. They auditioned. I offered them a lead role, and then a day later, their agent said that they can't be in the movie.
Oh, their agent. Yeah.
Like,
That.
what? I was like, is this real life?
Yeah. A
Your
lot of times.
agent's telling you not to take a lead role in a movie.
Yeah.
That's.
Yep.
I think his job is to do the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Is get you roles.
I had one guy
It
who was
just
really
crazy. I couldn't believe it.
one guy was really close to. I just go, "Yeah, Dave, you want to be in this movie?" And then at the last second, it just came out. He's like, I think he did mine, and then I think I got him for Gus Perez's movie. I think it was Angora, and I got him in that. And then I was gonna get him in something else I was doing, and he goes, and I love the guy. He's very neat, but it was a funny story. He said, he goes, "Yo, man, you know you my dog, right? You my dog?" And I go, "Yeah, Dave. You my dog, right? You my dog?" "Yeah, Dave, I'm your dog. Yeah, you my dog, man. You my dog. But I gotta tell you something, dog. You my dog. You gotta call my agent, dog." I go, "Nah, take care, Dave. Bye."
Screw that.
It's just so much work.
The agent's just in for himself. So he's gonna say, "Okay, Dave, I'm gonna get you $100 for this. I'm getting 5. That's a total of 6. I'll charge him 1,000. How's that sound?"
Right.
So
It's
no,
ridiculous.
we really can't afford like to have we did that with Linnea Quigley, which was awesome. We wanted her for Truth or Dare, but it was I think at the time she wanted like $5,000, and I was like, God, that's most of our budget. And then we tried to use her in Truth or Dare 5, and it was the same thing. It was like 2 or 3, and we just didn't have that money, to spend on that when you can put that money into something else that you need, or you might be able to pay 10 actors with that, opposed to the one actor. When we did Creep, we had Kathy Willits, and she was the name then for the stuff, in the sex acts. She was in the clubs, and she was having sex with everybody in Fort Lauderdale, including the mayor, and the husband was in the closet, and he was videotaping him. So we contacted her, and or we thought about it. We go, nah, she'd never want to work with us. And then come like 2 years later, she's back in TV and at the strip clubs, and put a flashlight up her deal and did it in a strip ad and everything.
So she'll do anything.
And then we called her again, and no, it was her husband, Jeff. He called Tim back, and he goes, "Hey, this is," or he used a fake name, but it turned out to be it was Jeff Willits. And he goes, we want to start Kathy in movies. And so we started her going, because then she worked for Seymour Butts and all the foreign movies and stuff. But she worked with us first.
Oh, boy.
She played my sister.
Totally off base
Psychos.
here. Totally off base here. Tony, you must hate pizza here
Why?
because you're from New York.
Oh, I hate the pizza. Oh, yeah, the pizza's here terrible. It's awful.
I
What's
like
your favorite pizza up there?
Up there?
Yeah.
Oh, it literally could be anything because all the local pizzerias, like I go to the mom and pop shops, like primarily. Like my family used to own a pizzeria. Like that's all we used to eat. So, but the big places, no, it's just terrible down here.
New York
Yeah.
pizza, are they all just? I always think of New York pizza
Oh
big
no,
and
no,
thick.
no,
and I don't like
they're pretty thin, but like they rise. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
still, but it's a lot of it. It's the water and the dough.
You never been to New
Okay.
York, Joe?
Oh yeah,
You've had
yeah,
pizza
but
there?
it was more. I was like in Troy, New York, with my my dad's mom and dad in Troy, New York. But I can't remember if we had like we were there when the blackouts were there in the '70s. Because I remember asking my dad about it. I go, we were listening to the radio, and it was Manhattan, I guess, when the blackouts. There was all the looting and
Oh, yeah.
everything, and we were off in Troy, so in Green Island area, so we were safe. But I don't remember having like pizza there or anything, but I always heard New York style pizza was always just
Yeah, it's amazing.
10 inches thick. But I know they got to make them all kinds, but I'm sure I would.
Well,
love
the
it.
Chicago,
Like
the
pizza.
Chicago's the deep dish.
Oh, Chicago.
Chicago's the deep dish.
Yeah, Chicago.
So
New York's
it was always
the
it was always the New York versus Chicago pizza. And down here, it's
Okay.
not even
There's
not even in the
there's one
conversation.
restaurant
Yeah.
here over off of Linebaugh and Del Mabry, and it's called
New York pizza.
It's called it's called New York Pizza.
Yes, I do know
Okay,
what
I know
that.
that.
Yeah.
And they are the closest
Yes,
to New York pizza that I've had in the area.
closest. Well, because I think they ship the water or the
Do they?
dough from
Probably.
from New York.
Oh.
But
But,
it's just the process.
It's just different up there, man.
It is.
It's so good. It's amazing. It's got that little crispy.
but it tastes like homemade.
Crust on the
it tastes
bottom,
like your
but it's
mama
not-
homemade food. That's how good it tastes.
Yeah.
It's so good. We went to New York a couple of years ago. We went on a cruise and we left out of New York and we stopped in at Joe's New York Pizza and just awesome.
Oh yeah, it blows any pizzeria down here out of the water. Like it's not even a thing. Like I grew up on the Jersey Shore, so like we had those boardwalk pizza places. Like there was like you walk down the boardwalk, you'll see like 15 different pizzerias, and they all had different styles of pizza, and it was just amazing.
See, I'd want to do that if you're going to go there. I mean, that was when I was a kid. Let's say we took a trip. We went to New York. Oh yeah, I want to walk around.
Oh yeah.
Manhattan
Yeah, the
and
first time I
everything
ever
and
went
hit
to
all
New
those
York,
spots.
I'd never been. And my cousin lived in Philadelphia. Well, not Philadelphia. He lived in Wilkes-Barre, where they shot The Office, Scranton.
Yep.
And
I was actually just watching.
so I flew into New York by myself, walked the streets, ate pizza, cheesecake, a pretzel, like just did all the New York stuff. I didn't do any like the touristy crap.
You got the hot dog off the
Yeah,
cart?
hot dirty dogs.
Okay. Well, I see. I totally blew that. When I worked for Dave Rothrock Movie, we drove furniture from Florida to New York, and we would hit those because Dave would tell me. Dave was the owner. He'd say, "Joel, here's $20. Run up to that hot dog spot. Get us 2 hot dogs. I'll be up there because of traffic."
Yeah. The
Oh,
traffic's
well,
insane.
And one thing he told me, he goes,
Don't drive in New York.
He told me, he goes, don't ever do that again. Because I got out in the street and it was so thin, we were barely getting the truck through, and
Yeah,
somebody
it's
was
crazy.
honking. And I said, "Go fuck yourself." And Dave goes,
So you fit right in.
don't ever do that again in New York. Yeah, I fit right in, but he's like, don't. My name's on the side of the truck. Don't ever do that again.
That's
But yeah, so I'd run up and get the hot dogs, run back to the truck,
Yeah.
And the peanuts too. They usually have the peanuts on the hot dog cart.
boiled peanuts.
Oh.
So yeah, so
yeah.
I just walked around New York City by myself for like
Wow.
8 or 9 hours.
Oh yeah.
See, that'd be
And
cool.
then I took a bus down to my cousin's, and it was awesome. It was great.
I miss New York and that whole Jersey area. I just visited back up in Jersey, Atlantic City, where I'm primarily from. I just visited up there it was December, right before Christmas. I went up there, and it was just, I missed it so much.
You would probably
that'd be-
appreciate this story being from New Jersey. We went. Me and my cousin went up. He knew the video guy for the Bucks, so every year we would go to an away game and we'd get on the field for the game. And so we went to the New York Giants game. This was when Gruden was the coach, so
Ooh.
that had to have been 2006,
6
maybe
or 5.
7, around there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we go up there, and the game was at the Meadowlands, and
Well, MetLife.
across the other side of the turnpike was a hotel that we were staying in.
Mhm.
So it was literally like stadium here, hotel here, like right across.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out how to get to the stadium without having to like rent a car or drive a bus or get a taxi or whatever. So we literally ran across
That
the
highway?
Jersey Turnpike.
Wow.
No, this is like, I don't even know how many lanes. 10 lanes.
It's,
Yeah,
I was gonna-
easily.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like an interstate. Like
Yeah.
these cars
Oh,
are
yeah.
going like 90 to 100 miles
Yeah,
an
because the
hour.
cops are out there going, "Come on, hurry up, hurry up!" They want you to speed.
And me and my cousin are running
Yeah.
across this. I don't know
Yeah.
how we're still alive, but we made it.
Yeah, that's a very dangerous,
Yeah.
Oh my God,
dangerous turnpike.
So
to
then
cross.
after the game, I was like, ain't no fucking way I'm doing that again. So we ended up taking a cab.
Well, not
up
after you
into the
ate.
city.
No. I miss it up there. I used to go to at least 3 or 4 games a season up there. Like I used to go to every Philly and Giants game and every Giants and like whoever back home. Like I missed it. It was so. I want to go back home, but I just can't. I just won't do it. I can't move back up there.
But then we went into the city for the night, and we saw an off Broadway play. We saw Evil Dead the musical,
okay.
Oh wow.
which was the greatest freaking
Yeah,
play
that would be
ever
cool.
made. Like they had the front 5 rows was the splatter zone.
Splatter zone.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
And you had to bring like a
poncho?
tarp or rain jackets or whatever.
Oh,
And
neat.
blood's flying out into the audience. Like it was so good. If you ever
That'd
see that advertised, go see it.
Yeah.
They basically took Evil Dead 1 and 2 and like mixed them together
Oh, neat.
Made a new
and
story.
made a musical out of it, and so good. And my cousin is like anti-horror, like he doesn't like it. And I begged him, I'm like, please go with me. I'll buy your ticket. You just got to go with me. So he's like, all right, I'll go with you.
He loved it.
He liked it more than I did.
Yeah.
He was like, that was the greatest thing I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Like, it was so good.
I bet the practical effects were just so.
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
blood splattering
Oh,
all
yeah.
over the place.
Oh, cool.
It was
Was
really
it like big budget? Like was it look?
I mean, it was off Broadway. It looked like a college
They had money behind it.
drama club
Okay.
put it on, but
Still.
it was great. Like it was fantastic.
Those college
Cool.
drama like effects department or the building department or I forget what they call that department. It's just though they work a lot. They do really well because they're just carpenters working for
'Cause
school.
they're passionate.
Yeah, they're doing it just to do
And,
that.
and the school's got the money behind it.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's just like when you say about Full Sail and stuff. They go like, yeah, it's $1 million camera. Well, yeah, no shit, it's $1 million
Right.
camera. They got all this money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got.
But
all
yeah,
the
I know Evil Dead the musical went to Orlando a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I think it tours, but
I think I
that was
heard
the last
too,
I
yeah.
saw it was.
I'd probably have
back
to look
then.
that up. I'll definitely have to look it
But
up.
it was so good. It was so fun.
Wow. Yeah,
Um,
that's something I would want to see. I wonder like where they are now. If they're you said this was like 06, 07, right?
It was after we won the Super Bowl, so that was 2004. Bruce Gradkowski was the quarterback, so it was.
Oh, that was a while back.
It had to be. I don't know. I think it was when Jeff Garcia was our quarterback, and he got hurt, and
Oh, so
Gradkowski.
Was that the year we won the Super Bowl?
I couldn't tell you.
07?
The Giants beat us. It was the craziest game because it was like 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, that.
It was insane. Like in pregame, the kickers were kicking a field goal, and the ball was going up and coming back at them.
Wow.
That's how bad the wind was. And if you looked
Run the
up,
other way.
and now we're on the field, and if you looked up, it was like a tornado
Yep,
in the top of the stadium. Like trash was all blowing around the stadium.
That's what MetLife
Like, it was
is
crazy.
famous for. Those swirling winds.
Right.
That's literally what we're famous for.
And what was funny is, so this was Bruce Gradkowski's first game, and me and my cousin were standing there. They're doing the national anthem, and we're standing next to each other, and we start hearing like all these weird noises behind us. So we both look behind us, and Bruce Gradkowski is puking his guts out on the sideline, like just over and over.
I get you scared.
And me and my cousin were like, "That's not a good sign."
Well, it worked out for any given Sunday when
But-
Jamie Foxx did
but
it.
here's the thing. It was a close game. But again, Bruce Gradkowski's first game, he's throwing his guts up, 50-mile-an-hour winds,
Yep.
and we threw the ball 50 times in the game.
Who was your running back then?
God, it had to have been.
Rondé? No, right? Harvard?
I don't know if Pittman was still on the team. I don't think he was on the team. I couldn't tell you who the running back was. But,
Allstott?
yeah, Allstott was probably still on the team.
Oh yeah, they should just ran the ball.
Warwick
like, all
Dunn
day.
wasn't. I don't think Warwick Dunn was on the team anymore.
Wow.
No, because Warwick Dunn left before we won the Super Bowl.
I'm trying to think back then.
I can't remember who our running back was. Maybe Eric Rhett, maybe, or no, Rhett was before that. I couldn't tell you, but
I mean, they probably just didn't have
Yeah.
any confidence in the running
15
game.
times he throws the ball in crazy wind. We lost,
Oh yeah.
but
Well, I mean, when, a lot of times when you get the quarterback first game, it's you never know what to expect.
so let's throw it about 50 times.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's
So,
really nuts. I don't know
anyway.
why you would do that like that. But
Anyway.
that was a little off topic. Well, a little.
So you
Fun
got
memories.
you got
of
a-
the game.
you got a new movie that just came out called Craiglon Incident. So tell us, and I think you filmed it kind of uniquely.
Yeah,
So
because
tell us how you made that. It was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Right?
What the thing was when they were talking, it's like a year ago, March, when I think it all rolled into the country. They were talking on TV, just like a horror movie I watched. The lady, they're like in traffic, and she goes, "Oh, it's on the radio. It's some disease that spawned over in China. I hope it doesn't come here to the country." But in the movie, it happened a lot quicker. She's like, "I hope that doesn't happen here." She looks out her window, and people are killing each other and punching each other in the face and jumping on the car and stabbing themselves in the eye. And she goes, "Oh my God, it's here!" Then it happened just like the movie, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is just like the movie, except we didn't have, I'm not jumping on top of you, stabbing your face off." So watching the watching the news, if he directs me to, watching the news, and the news is saying, don't go out. And at first it was like, don't wear a mask. If you wear a mask, that means you have it. Blah blah. And they're just all these rules and stuff.
They're still making shit up.
Don't go anywhere. Don't come downtown. Don't go. Stay home. So I'm like, I told my wife, I go, so I can't drive downtown everyone. She goes, no, honey, you can go downtown, but they don't want you to go downtown, get out of your car, walk around. Hey, Sam. Hey, Joe, and start, collaborating and be. I go, well, that's dumb. I'm gonna make a movie. She goes, honey, you can't make a movie. I go, bullshit. Give me my camera. And I went outside. I go, come with me. I gave her the camera. I go, shoot myself talking. She goes, okay. So I'm going, oh, you're a bad alien. You look like me, but you're an alien. I go, okay, now spin the camera around. I'll get over here, and then I go, I am from the planet Platos, and I will invade the Earth. I go, now shoot me over here, because I'm making this shit up as I go along. So I'm going, I don't want to go to Platos. I like this Earth. Ah, fuck you. And then we're going back and forth. And then I'm starting to cut it together just as a joke. And then I call my buddy Phil Herman in New York, and I go, hey, man, I got some lines. Just do this. It's just, stupidity. Okay, man. He does it right away. Then I get a hold of Sean C. Phillips in Los Angeles. And I go, hey, Sean, you want to be a part of this little thing I'm throwing together? It's just really stupid. Here's some lines. Say it. Okay. I'm starting to cut it together. I asked my wife, I go, did you want to be in this, honey? She's like, no, baby. I don't want to be in this movie.
No, I'm good.
And I go, okay. So I'm going, and then I pulled Debbie Rochon in, and then I got Joe Davison, and then I got Lloyd Kaufman, and I got Gerardo out in Australia doing my effects. And now I've got spaceships and laser guns, and and like I said, Debbie Rochon, Joe Davison, all these people that have done all these other independent movies. All of a sudden, I got my shoulders being tapped on. It's my wife. She's going, Can
I be in it?
Can I be in this movie? I go, you told me you didn't want to be in it. Now I do.
Right.
So the tune has changed.
Yeah, so I got all this footage from all over the country and all over the world that people sending me their scenes, but not just like anybody could, like they were going, well, this is a Zoom movie. Like I watched one on cable, which sometimes I wonder, how come me and you aren't getting the attention that these other ones are? It was a Zoom. Yeah, I understand how they're doing it because
I haven't seen that yet. It blew up. Like it was called.
It was way before.
What was it called? It was called.
There's like 3 or 4 of them.
There was one that was really popular.
But the one recent was they're all just they're in front of their TVs going, hey Fred, and then she's like, oh, what was that? And for that, whatever, it was okay, but everything was in front of the camera.
Yeah, there was a.
Hey George, how are you? I'm fine. I ate a Taco Bell last night and I threw up. Oh yeah, me too. Oh, I think that was the ghost. And it was okay. But the way I did it, I tried to make the parts interchangeable. So if I had an actor going, hey, what's going on over there? And then I got somebody that's 700 miles away, intercut into that shot. I remember the first time Phil wrote me back, he goes, oh my God, it's like I'm right there with your alien. And yeah, that's easy, but it still takes some time to get out there. You got to find the same location. You want to get the same lighting. You want to make it look like it's in the same place. So I had the alien talking to Phil's character. But yeah, so that's how I built the whole thing. And then I was at Al Lopez Park one day. And I told my wife, I said, we're going to shoot all the alien scenes inside the woods right now first, before we go out into the open, because the other stuff I need to do with the laser gun. I said, we're going to get all this stuff done first. So we shot all in the woods, and we had people coming through the woods and stuff. Hey, what are you guys doing? Oh, nothing, just shooting an alien movie. Oh, look, an alien. But then we came out of the woods. Then we went over into the main path. That's at Al Lopez. And I go, okay, we set the camera up and everything. And I'm looking around and there's people walking behind us and down the trails. And I go, we have to do this incredibly super fast because I got nothing with me. So all of a sudden I put the suit on, I got the alien and I pull out the big laser rifle, which is, you know, a cop sees that, just blow your head off. Oh, sorry, I didn't know it was a toy. You know, and pull that out. And we're shooting all these close-ups. I go, yeah, I got to shoot. It was my wife's idea. I go, I keep getting people in the background. She goes, well, you dumbass, turn the camera this way, and then people won't be in the background. Oh, yeah, you're so smart. Thank you. I'm glad I married you. And then, so we set it up and shot that way, and we're almost done, and all of a sudden, here comes a helicopter, and it's hovering right above us. You know, not, but it's way up in the air, but it's hovering over us. And I'm going, we got to hurry up and get this last shot. She goes, let's get out of here. I go, no, we got to get the last shot no matter what. So got it. Bam, 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 shot the last shot. We run into my van. I got my fob out, and I'm hitting the thing. The hatch is coming up. And meanwhile, the helicopter's still up there flying above us. People are, that's them! And I'm packing this stuff in the back of the van. Boom! Hit the hatch. The hatch is going down. We're getting in the van. We're backing out. Pull out onto Dale Mabry. Here's the chopper still above us going down Dale Mabry. I'm going, oh, shit, they're really following us. And then I go, screw it. I'm going to McDonald's. I'm starving. Pull into McDonald's. The chopper just goes and goes off the other way. So we've all had more of attention from the police on our shoots, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I've had the guns pulled on me, but they pulled the gun on me and they were going to shoot me. And said, are those weapons on your belt? Or first of all, they said, whatever's in your hand, drop it. And my mistake was I turned with the gun in my hand right at them. And they go, drop it now, you're a dead man. And I threw it. They go, are those weapons on your belt? And I go, yes. And they go, take it off now. I go, I can't. They're taped to my body. I had machetes and nunchucks and knives and more guns. And yeah, I remember catching up with him later. It's at Jonathan Dickinson State Park, and I told him I was in getting drinks. I said, hey, thanks a lot for not shooting me out there. It's okay, I would have missed, but my partner would have blew your arm off. And I go, thanks to your partner. But yeah, that was all, you know, that was in the past, Alien Agenda. But this Craigline incident, yeah, I was getting people from all over and cutting this stuff together, then getting my effects guy. And the reason I got him was another guy wrote me, David Black, is doing a movie called Toxic Alien Invaders, Babes from Outer Space. And I was looking at his stuff, and he wrote to me, he goes, can you do a scene for me? And I go, yeah. And then I don't know how I did the scene, and then he goes, I'll send it to my editor, and I saw what he did, and I go, man. And then I got in touch with his editor, which is Gerardo, and I said, can you do stuff for me? And I'm not sure what happened to Toxic, if it's still coming out, but mine came out. And but that Gerardo guy was great because he's got big monsters.
Is that the Rico Suave Gerardo?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think so. But anyway, that's how it all came together. Was and then that's how I kind of thought this would be cool. And Sean Donahue is the one that he told me, Joel, you should release it. Said this is a COVID movie. That's why you're doing it this way. Right. And because anybody that was in it was already living together. Like I had Bob Glazier and Jules Sierra. Yeah, they don't live together, but 100% they're pretty much always together, either at each other's house doing whatever. And then I had like Kate and Eric. They live together. So they're in the movie. And then anybody I got from out of state, they would go out and shoot their own things. That's kind of on them. And then, of course, Kathy and I took on different roles for the movie. And Lloyd Kaufman, of course, shot his at his home. And Debbie Rashan shot her stuff at
so you
her
basically
home.
Made a movie with nobody being on set ever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like
except
nobody was together.
Yeah, except for me and like Kathy going out. And then I shot some like TMZ type interviews where I went to some of the actors' places, but still did it. So nobody could, and mostly why I did this with the mask was so nobody, because when this first started, I think I did a rock video. And the director was like, he's like, if I look around and see one mask off of anybody in here, you're off the set. He goes, I cannot have my reputation soiled. If this gets out to LA or whatever like that, and I don't have a mask on my set, because that was the whole Tom Cruise thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When Tom Cruise was,
filming that movie, filming the Mission Impossible.
Well, yeah, so I tried to keep it just like that. I didn't want to be the one that was like, fucking take my mask off, I'm going to breathe and hack up all over you, buddy. And no, this is no different than if you just had a cold and you don't want to catch a cold. I had a guy when I was worked at Crystal Water, I go, Steve, kind of take, stay away from me because, you got that cold. He walks right up to me and goes, "Huh!" right in my face. And I go, dude, and my boss is even like, man, what are you doing? Oh, he'll be fine. Why don't you just hack a big loogie up and I'll open my mouth and you spit it down there, okay? So, yeah, but anyway, yeah, I tried to stay within those regards of just like if they were doing it in a Hollywood. Like if, let's say I was shooting something and somebody showed up and go, we're from the Mask Squad, let's see your papers and blah, 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 blah. I could say, hey, I'm doing this right, man. Don't give me no grief.
Yeah.
I don't have insurance or permits. Don't give me no grief about the fucking mask.
We have no
So-
permits, but we have masks.
Yeah, so that was the first one, and you know that's my best-selling movie. I sold over 300 copies in 4 days, a weekend, and
Oh, wow.
2 of the days that
Wow.
I sold out and had to keep going back to copycats in Minnesota and go, send me another 100, send me another 100, send me. I got it right now. I'm behind because tomorrow I'll probably call them and go, send me another 100 because now I'm behind on orders on that one, and I'm still got part 2 is in my. It's on my desktop, ready to be dropped into the timeline. But then I got caught up with Phil Herman and I and Dustin Hubbard are doing Horror Tale 666, and he's like, "Can you kind of?" Or he sent me the stuff, and I said, Chris Woods was going to cut it together, and I said, but Chris Woods probably couldn't do it till August or September. I said, geez, I said I can probably do all this. I'm just not as elaborate as Chris Woods. He can make it really super cool, but I can still do it. I can still cut it together with my meager editing system, and I say that, but because it's meager. But I cut it all together. It's almost done now, and it looks really, really cool. And so I'm doing that, and I'm trying to wrap that up, and then I get right back to Craigline. I pretty much finished that. I've only got 4 or 5 more scenes for Craigline Incident 2 Aftermath, and the first one's out. But that's the second one, and that's the same thing with all these shots from different people all over the country and all over the world, putting it in. But that's why I tried to. I thought it would be cool because even had things on the news where they're going, "Oh, what did you do when you were in lockdown?" Hey, bitch, I made a fucking movie. Why don't you talk to me? And I approached all the TV stations and everybody, sent all these emails out. Nobody got back. The only one that got back to me was the one in Minnesota, WKSTP, and they wrote back, at this time. We can't spare it's all when the thing was going on with George Floyd. Yeah, and then they just said, all that's what's going on. We have no interest in this. And I got Minnesota will write me back, but I can't even get somebody in Tampa to write me back. And I wrote Paul Guzzo at the Tribune because I thought, maybe, not that Paul and I are friends, just, hey, it's a kind of a cool story. It was shot in COVID, but I don't know. Nobody seemed to be interested. So
Sean Donahue got an interview. What was that? That he got an interview on for the.
No, he was on the radio, 102.5, and then he was on the TV show. I don't know, it was Good Day Tampa Bay.
Yeah, well, Sean and I both did that. Yeah. Sean and I did. He did the interview on the radio, I think, and then Sean and I did. What is it? Good Day.
I think it's Good Day Tampa Bay.
But it was right at the TV station, which now you can't get into TV station anymore.
Right.
But then, Sean and I went in there and talked about Tampa Bay screams and everything. But,
Oh,
But he was the one. He goes, man, Joel, you got to really, sell this as the COVID man. I go, yeah, because it is. Mm-hmm. But nobody seemed to be interested. But no skin off my back because, my bills for Craigline Incident. When you say like, oh, I'm in the red, I'm way in the black, man. My red's there, my black is way out here because I'm definitely don't owe nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm way above it. Even if I go into the second one, I'm still above.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I get that, I'll sell just as many because it's the sequel, and I'll still be, way above. Right. And Horror Tales, I think, is going to be great because all the stuff we got going on with that, and it's back to more horror, and there's blood and guts and nudity, and
it's funny because we shot a movie during the pandemic, and we had no masks.
I wore a mask.
Cannibal.
I
wore
a mask.
Girls eating people together, and making out, and all kinds of shit.
Well, and that's Cannibal. Why can't think of it?
Naked Cannibal
Campers, and I have a copy because I support you guys. I always try and buy the movies from the distributor or the distributors like you, Sean. So I bought that right away, and I will. Zed's Dead too as soon as he gets those. But I was kind of referring to that in some of the interviews or when my thoughts and stuff were like, there's other ones being made.
Oh, yeah.
So I knew I wasn't the only one.
Right.
But I also knew in the way I was trying to, say, okay, we're keeping away. And still, Matt and Sean said he still was safe. You kind of were directing.
Oh, yeah.
But once your actors are together, because, okay, I need you to go down on her and you're going to be going down on him. And that's up.
Why do we do that?
But that's up to the filmmaker.
You weren't there that day.
I'm never there that day.
That's up to the filmmaker. So that's all good, well, and said. I was just trying to keep but even if I was okay. A good example is I was doing beast mode too, and I was talking to Clint. And he goes, well, I'm kind of doing this right now. We can get back to it maybe in March. March is where everything hit. I was grabbing people, picking them over my head, throwing them on the bed, kissing the girl, slapping her around, throwing her down. The big guy grabbing me, picking me up. I was just not ready for the close contact stuff yet.
That sounds like a Tuesday for me. I don't know.
Is that a Tuesday? Yeah. Good for you. I mean, that's an exciting life. But then we just stopped. I said, Clint, I don't even want to do this now. I don't even want to do it. I want to do it the way I want to do it, and that's grabbing people and putting them right in my face. I want to do it like I did Creep in '95, where I'll rip your face off and throw him against the wall, and the guy puts me in a bear hug, and then I slap his ears, and I punch him to the gut, and then I back fist him to the face. Well, the camping, there wasn't like the fighting, but there was the interaction of them. Oh yeah,
But
when you're
three girls meeting somebody.
Yeah, but when you're smashing,
chopping my head off.
but you're getting close there too. So I can't really say I just wasn't ready to do.
And then
Chris,
they were in a shower, hot steam. That's sterile. That's sterile.
Chris Woods. Chris Woods has another movie coming out, Kill Cam, and he offered Kathy and I the parts of I think the film directors or something that were killing people, and I said, Chris, I'm just not ready to get back in the close contact.
Well, we have to reestablish our boundaries now. We have to ease back into what we used to do. Like now we have to reestablish those boundaries we're comfortable with, because right now our boundaries have been a 6-foot bubble.
Yeah.
Now we have to figure out how close is too close. Like it's just a whole relearning process.
It's so weird meeting someone for the first time and just kind of standing there.
I won't do that. I think that is so.
It's so weird.
Hey, Monty Python does a thing. They lay down on the ground and they kick their legs up and they twirl around and it's the Department of Funny Handshakes and they shake hands. That's what reminds me of this.
The kid in play. The kid in play.
With the foot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, mine. That's mine. Someone says, hey, put their hand out, live long and prosper. And it doesn't even have to be a Spock. It's live long. I hope you live a long, fulfilling life. I hope you prosper. I hope you get very rich and have a great life. You don't even have to connect it to Star Trek. It means live long and prosper. Yep. Created from Star Trek, which is actually a Jewish thing. This, because Leonard Nimoy created it from his church. And then he just turned it on its side, and then he said that was going to be the first for
nice fun fact.
Star Trek. Yeah.
Nice fun fact. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I've always been doing. I can't do it with my left hand. I can do it with my right.
Yeah.
I can't do it with my left. My left is just not cooperative.
Yeah. and I mean, say that, but it's no more than if you just had a greeting, you're going to shake it. Hey, how's it going?
But I don't know. Like I said, we have to reestablish those greetings, because right now, like after everyone gets vaccinated and all that everything gets closer, we can shake hands again, maybe. But that's people, are they going to be comfortable with that again, or are they going to be like I don't know where that level is going to be established again. What'll be the new like professional courtesy meetings now?
Yeah,
they used to be a shake. You go to a job interview, handshake, nice firm handshake. What's it now? Like how do you reestablish that?
I go to job
stand there and look awkward at
he puts his hand up. Hey, Mr. Wynkoop, we want to give you $250,000 for your movie. Shake my hand. Okay, fuck you. Get out. Chris Lito, get in here. Shake my hand. Okay, you get the money.
Your hand.
But that's exactly what I mean. How do we know what's rude now? Because we don't know what's.
Oh, you don't want to shake my hand? Go fuck yourself.
Awkward.
Yeah.
And
so it's how do we get back into that comfort level of just meeting people, reestablishing relationships? How do we iron out that fine line bubble where now we just got to blur the line of pretty much our comfort levels and our comfort boundaries? Like, I don't know how we recover from that. I don't know. Like, it's not going to be universal because everyone lives and works and breathes in different atmospheres and different environments that people, all walks of life, we all have different approaches to this stuff like this. So we don't know, and timing wise, like some of us are quick to overcome. Some of us take a lot longer to overcome.
Yeah.
Our boundaries are a lot different in how we establish that. Like some people might be at 3 feet, some people are at 6 feet, some people will hug you. Like you just don't know. Like,
see, and that's a good point, because I can mention a guy that was at a Tampa Bay Underground Film Festival, and I guess it was his mom had turned to me, and I thought she was someone else, and I go, hey, because she was smiling, and I gave her a big hug. And then I went in the bathroom, and there was some guy in the bathroom. He washed his hands and flicked them in my face, and I was like, what was that for? And then I talked to the other guy. He goes, yeah, don't do that. That's my mom. You don't hug my mom. And I go, dude, I didn't mean anything by it. That's just the way I am.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, it was weird because I was in the bathroom and some guy washed his hands and he flicked his water. Oh, it's my brother. He's starting to start something with you. Dude, don't start nothing with me. I'm the fucking nicest guy in the world. Yeah. Don't start shit with me. I said, I'm going to be nice until you push me in a corner, and then I'm going to kick your ass. So don't do that.
Yeah.
But on top of that, that's the way I am. I've always been that way. Chris can tell. I see Chris, hey man, I give him a big hug, and then or there'll be a guy and I go, hey man, what's going on? And then the wife, I'll give you a big hug. Hey, don't hug my wife. She's got big boobs, and I'm gonna try to squeeze her boobs up against. Hey, wait a minute, man. I'm not trying to do anything. This is just the way I am, And so then you rethink the entire process and go, well, maybe people don't like it that I come up and give them a big hug. Hey, Wynkoop was here. Right. Yeah, I know. He gave me a hug. What's the matter with him? He's just being nice. I don't want him hugging me, man. Well, just tell him. Say, don't hug me. So then you rethink. Well, maybe maybe that is a good idea. Keep your hands off of people. I don't know. Maybe God, who do you know likes a hug, and who you don't know? My brother told me once. He goes, "You call everybody hun," and I go, "Yeah." Are you gonna start some shit with me, Bruce? Come on. I can't. Let me do what I want to do. The girl walks by. She goes, "Hey, how are you? Pretty good, hun." You call everybody hun? And I go, yeah. Why not? What's wrong with that? Well, some people. And they are. I did it once when I worked for Crystal Water. I bent down and I said, you smell very nice, hon. She told her husband. Her husband called my boss. My boss called me and he goes, Joel, you can't be saying hun to the customers. I just, a big deal. That's why everybody's so butthurt in this country over everything.
Well, everyone's so
I'm off my soapbox.
It's a different world now.
Everyone is so touchy and sensitive, and it's just, like I said, establishing these levels of comfort is just going to be so difficult to intertwine and just get into our natural lives. Like, how do we like the recovery from it? And like some people originally didn't have good big comfort levels. Now it's even worse. That now people are just going to be even more touchy. Like I think when everything opens up again, I think people should draw back the lines, and some people should have a little bit more tolerance, but I don't know if that's going to happen necessarily, because a lot of people are still going to be in that mindset because of how closed off a lot of people have decided to be, and how shut-ins, and also what kind of even the media, a lot of people watch different media, and people will draw their comfort levels off of that, and so you just never know what the next person is experiencing and what their levels are, where their mindset is in this pandemic. Where what level are they at? Are they at paranoia, or are they at acceptance, or are they at denial, or are they at, you don't know. You look at them, you have no idea what mindset they are. We don't know what level of of the stages of grief they're in. So it's just tolerating that is just, I don't know how we move forward. Yeah. In this, especially in our industry, where we continually have to, do a fine line in interpretations and put it into our work. We want to we want to broadcast, and we want to show the interpretation of it, and we want to put it in our perspective. But how do we do that, and whose perspective are we using, and who are we offending in the meantime, and who are we not representing correctly? It's very the sensitive nature of today's society is just very to maneuver through it is very difficult.
My wife just saw, it was just on the news 2 nights ago. She said Disney is pulling back some Sleeping Beauty or something because somebody's attacked it and saying that Sleeping Beauty was kissed by the prince.
Raped.
He shouldn't have kissed her.
No, it was
come on. No matter what you're going to say, fucking come on.
It was a kiss without consent.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Fucking believable.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I don't.
Come on.
People, I think they're just digging. They're digging because they really have nothing else. They have nothing else going on for them.
You have an S on your shirt.
Yeah.
S stands for Russia. You must be a Russian, and it's a symbolizing probably violence to kill people. You're a Rusky.
But that's literally what people will just you don't know what's clicking in their head.
You have a knife on your shirt. You're gonna kill people. It's Halloween, the movie. What? No, you have a knife. You're gonna kill, and you have a monster with teeth on yours. You must gonna be killing me.
Funny. I had when I was posting, I was doing a movie called The Cheerleader Sleepover Slaughter. I was trying to get that going.
And you should still do that.
It was a high school cheerleader movie, and so I was posting for casting calls, and I was saying, you kind of got to look like a high school person.
Think I'd fit in?
There's nudity. There is nudity, blah, blah, blah. So I was getting comments. High school girls and nudity? What is that about? And I'm like,
yeah, it's never happened
you've
before.
obviously never seen Halloween,
Yeah.
Slumber
Friday the
Party
13th.
Massacre.
Literally any movie
Like,
with high
all
school
those
kids, they're
movies.
not high school kids. They're adults.
Right.
They're like 25
I'm
playing
like-
as 18-year-old.
So I'm like, you can be 18 and be in high school. One.
Yeah.
I was.
And you've obviously never seen a horror movie before
Yeah.
because literally they're all in high school.
You know, you want,
And no one's wearing a bra.
you want to go back, chase back to all the songs. There was one of the Beatles. I don't know if it was John Lennon or one of them, but he does and then Kiss, Christine, 16. So right away you're like, Kiss, you evil
Yeah,
fuckers,
Ranger.
you're
She's only
raping women.
17.
You know, you want to start chasing things, you can chase them all the way
Right.
back
Yeah.
to past the Bible and start picking apart all. That's what the movie Fahrenheit 451. All books must be burned. They took all the books and just burned.
Right.
Come on.
Well,
you
back
know?
in the day, people got married at 14, 15, 16 years old in the old, old U.S. days. Like,
Yeah.
in the
West.
13 colonies.
Yeah.
13 colonies, they were getting married.
Yeah, 14, you're married.
Yeah,
Having a
exactly.
kid.
Exactly. Having you 3 kids by the time you're 16.
Yeah.
Like
So
I don't.
I was just getting crucified by these posts, and I just was like, you know
Yeah,
what?
Kathy backed you up on that.
I
She's
delete.
like, well, why they-
Kathy commented. So I
Yeah.
just I deleted all the fucking ads, and I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna make this goddamn movie.
You
Like,
should
it's
just
not
do
even worth
Just do an untitled.
all the stress and pain in the assness that's going into making this movie. And I've never had a problem putting a movie together before until this one for some reason.
Yeah.
Like me and Sean, we're like, hey, let's make a movie, and we put it together and we make it.
Yeah.
And 90 days later, we got a finished movie. Now it's like, for some reason, I can't put this damn movie together. It was dry. It was literally consuming my life. And I said, you know what? Not even worth doing. I'm just gonna put it on the back burner.
Yeah. Sometimes
And
it's even
move
better
on
to
to
stay in
something
our
else.
small circle.
Yeah.
But
And that's the thing.
And we want to expand, but
Yeah.
it's
Right.
not.
And
No
that's
one's
the
making it
thing.
easy.
We
to
have
do
our
it.
circle of people that we put in all our movies, and I was trying
Sometimes
to go out of that circle and bring
Yeah.
some fresh talent
And trying to bring somebody new into, you're like, hey, I want to give you this
Right.
option to do this, and then you got to deal with suckers that are. I did that too once, Chris.
Yeah,
I put
so-
something on about when we were doing Truth or Dare 5. I said, we're going to be at the Tampa Picture Center tonight. We're conducting auditions. Girls got to have big breasts. The top's down. Some guy wrote back, so you're just there to get off. You're going to have girls there running around naked. I'm going, dude,
No, that's what sells, sir.
dumbass. Yeah.
Yes. Sex sells. Sex
Yeah,
sells.
well, yeah. But the thing was,
Not a porn. It's,
why are you attacking me? I'm getting an audition. I don't want a bunch of girls that when they come in and you go, okay, this is the time you're gonna pull your top way down and show. Oh, I'm not showing any cleavage. Well, why are you here? Well, why didn't you say that in your post? Because I have assholes that attack me on my post for saying I want to do
And that's the
something
thing.
like
I tried
that.
to be crystal clear.
Yeah.
What the roles require.
Yeah.
So I don't get people coming on and I'm like, yeah, there's nudity. Oh, I don't want to do nudity. You're wasting my time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put the ad up that was clear about what we were wanting, what we're looking for. And if you're not into that, cool.
Then roll
don't
on.
apply.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. Don't apply.
And then,
don't write
and
your
then,
comment back.
and then whenever I would post, there was some girl named Claire that would fucking come on and comment, and she would be like, you would do much better with your ad if you included this and this. And I'm like, look, bitch, I've made 14 movies. And I think I know how to put a movie together. Thanks for your input.
I do a lot
Thank you,
better without
Claire.
your remarks.
And then I saw someone else put some casting call thing up, and she commented on it. And and the guy was kind of like taken aback, like, I'm sorry, I
Offended
did
you.
something wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
And I commented, I said, Claire's got to put her 2 cents on everybody's post.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
My wife says it best. She goes,
Yeah.
just move on.
Yeah. So
If
I
you
just
see something you don't like, you don't need to make a comment on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just move
Some
on.
people just don't have anything better to do. That's why we
Yeah.
call them. That's why we call them trolls.
right.
Yeah.
And then
They're just
and then
trolls.
I'm trying to and I put on the ad very clearly, you're not getting paid a lot of money. You're getting paid something, but it's gonna be like $20 or something.
Right.
Gas money or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I had people, I would offer them the role, and they messaged me back like, "That's ludicrous. I'm not working for that," and all this shit. And I'm just like, okay, say
Fine.
no. You don't have to write me
Yeah.
you don't have to write me a 3-paragraph email about how offended you are.
Yeah.
Just say no.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tom
So,
Cruise.
and then I would ask the next person, hey, I'm going to offer you the role. And he's like
And they're
excited and
grateful.
ecstatic and, oh, I'm so grateful for this opportunity
Yep.
and all this shit. And so now I'm trying to put like this pretty big movie together, and all those people that were acting shitty towards me are not welcome.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, it's not even that. You want to have. Okay, Sean released this one interview. I think you were on.
Well, it's funny.
Movie.
One other thing. So the guy that he emailed me this long paragraph, and he comments on everything I post. Oh, find out how much you're getting paid first. You know, like all this shit. And so I looked up his he only had like 2 scenes in the movie. It wasn't like he was a lead or anything.
Yeah.
So he had 2 scenes in the movie, and his only IMDb credit was party goer at some movie that never even came out. And I'm like, all right, I didn't know, this guy was some big shot actor that I needed to pay $10,000 to get in the movie. And those are the people that I hate. Like, I can't stand people like that. They think they're owed something, and you haven't even done anything.
Yeah.
So if you went to apply at a grocery store, and you have no experience in that grocery store, are they going to make you a manager?
No.
No. You're going to get minimum wage. And you're going to have to build yourself up to being a manager. And that's the same thing as being an actor. Like, you're not going to get tons of money because nobody knows what you can do.
Right.
They don't understand that. They think, oh, feature film.
They think, I'm an actor.
Money.
He offered me a role. I need to get paid X amount of dollars. No, you need to get paid what I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm going to offer you.
Yeah.
And if you don't want it, then say no. But you don't have to be an asshole about it.
Right.
It's just that concept of like entitlement, and that they think that, like I said, they see feature film and they expect that it's going to pay like money. They expect it,
But
budgets.
that's the thing. In the ad, I told everybody.
Yeah.
When I emailed them, I said, look, I even told them what the budget was. We have a $3,000 budget. That's what our budget is. And you're going to get paid something, but it's not going to be much. And it just depends what your role is. Like, if you're a girl taking your clothes off, you're going to get paid more than the guy that's got 2
Not
scenes.
taking his clothes off.
Right. So, I don't know.
And
So I have to take clothes off in your movie to get paid better? Like, do I have to do that?
Absolutely.
I will do that.
That's what we got to deal with nowadays is little pricks.
Yeah.
Agents, COVID now. Like, we just got to deal with all this crap. And me and Sean, every day, I think when we talk, we say the same thing. Why do we keep doing this?
Yeah.
Like, it's
glutton for punishment.
There's something wrong with our brains.
Why do that?
We know we're not going to be rich, and we just keep doing it. I don't know why.
Tim and I have said that for years. We're like, I don't know why we do this, man. Nobody really cares. Well, honestly, they do care. There is that group of people.
Yeah.
That, I mean, all those Craigline incidents I sold, all the movies you sold, all the movies Sean sold. Absolutely, there's somebody that appreciates it and wants those movies.
Right.
And then on the other token of the actors that are being a pain in the asses, there's a ton of actors that are really cool.
Yeah.
They're like, man, I got a bunch of them write me. They're like, hey, can I be in Craigline Incident too? Well, what can you do? I can shoot my own scene. I go, well, it doesn't pay anything, and I'm pretty much I'm filled up right now. Particularly now, before my first one, everybody got paid. All those ones I got sitting on my computer, on my desktop, I paid everybody. Whether they got the smaller scenes are $5, but keep in mind, I'm not saying, hey, drive over here to Largo, drive to Orlando for free, spend 3 days for free, and I'll give you $10. I'm just saying, go shoot the scene in your backyard. It's going to take you 7 minutes tops. I'm going to give you $5. Then it's a little bigger. You're going to get 10. A little bigger, it's going to be 20. Sean got 100 something for doing his, and Debbie Rashawn, because she's Debbie Rashawn, got $100. So it was all different for everybody, but I didn't ask anybody to drive anywhere, which you have to do that.
Shit, we had the girl Zoe that worked on Zed's Dead as a script supervisor. She was driving here from Orlando every day.
Wow.
And we told her, she wasn't getting paid anything. I mean, Sean gave her a little bit of money, but she graduated film school, and she wanted to get on projects. Yeah. And I knew her dad, and her dad reached out to me and said, hey, can you put my daughter on something? And so I reached out to her. I said, hey, you want to be a script supervisor on our movie? Absolutely. Yeah. And she was there every day, didn't complain one time about the drive, about the food, the pay, nothing. She's just there. What do you want me to do? What do you need me to do?
And that's the other
And that's what we need more of, is people like that.
Because there's plenty, like I said, there's plenty of people that are going to bitch about it, and then I just try to ignore them, and you try to ignore them. And then, but there's a lot of people out there that, man, I just want to get involved. I want to be there. Yeah. When I did Paranormal Club, I lined all the actors up at the end of the day. Rick Danford, Linda Van Vliet, Austin Janowski, all the 10 people there for Paranormal Club at Emerald City Comics where we were shooting. And I lined them all up at the end of the day, and I go, Hey, everybody, know you weren't expecting this, but everybody gets paid. You know, and everybody got a $20 bill, which isn't a lot, but it's better than getting nothing.
Something.
Yeah.
So I handed. They go, and Rick Danford was one of them. He goes, dude, I'm not taking that. I'm not. I don't need. No, Rick, you should be paid. You're an actor. I want to be paid as an actor.
Sure.
You guys all need to be paid. So reluctantly, you know, because that's how good they were. They were all so nice. They didn't want to take it. I go, no, I want you to have this money. I want to be paid. You guys need to be paid.
Right.
Yeah. So when anybody gives me the grief, they're going, oh, Wynkoop, I don't put him on my movie. He wants to be paid. No shit, Sherlock.
Right. Everybody wants to get paid.
Yeah,
and I get that.
That's like having your job working at Kmart, and then Friday come up, and the boss they're handing out the checks, and they go, oh, hey, Joel, I was wondering, can you just let us have your check this week because I got to pay my cable bill? Oh, okay, I'll just work for free this week. No one's going to do that.
Exactly.
Come on. I had a filmmaker tell me, well, you can work for free. And I go, well, yeah, okay, I guess. And they're like, okay, I'm going to do this. Or no, it came down to it. I go, well, what can you give me for a daily rate? Oh, God, I'm feeding you some corn chips, and I'm going to put you up in a house with 19 of us. We'll all be sleeping there on the floor for 3 weeks. What more do you want? I want to get paid.
Oh, man. Well, that's what we beat to death, like just people getting on these sets and learning what we do. We just try to do anything on the set. I just think, you have an offer to get on a film set, do it. Whatever it is. Like, I don't care, like a boom mic or a small acting role, script supervisor, sound, like whatever it is, go do it.
Yeah.
Fix a light, like who cares?
Yeah.
Get on the set, see how it's done, and just get familiar and network.
Yeah.
And then that's how you network with people. That's how Chris and I got connected, like on Dead Residents, his movie. Like I went up for a role, and then ultimately I was like, hey, and they called me. I was like, hey, we just want you to hang out, help us work on the. I was like, hell yeah, I'll get on the role. I'll do whatever I can to do on the set.
I bought Dead Residents too. I don't know if that was through
Sorry
you or through
that.
Sean. Sorry to hear that.
I have it too.
Yeah. But no, and that's another bigger thing is supporting each other in this, because we're all doing it.
Yeah.
No, some people think they're at the Tom Cruise level. I don't know anybody at the Tom Cruise level.
No.
I don't care who you are.
And here's the thing.
I don't see anybody at Tom
Our
Cruise.
area is good for working on low budget stuff. I mean, when I say low budget, I'm talking like no budget stuff. Getting experience, building your resume, building your reel. Because even a small role in a crappy movie can be good if you shine in it. If you shine, people are going to notice you. And I'll tell you a story. I used to run a film festival a few years ago called the Innovative Film Festival. And the first year I got it, I did it. I got a submission from this filmmaker in North Carolina, and I watched the movie, and it was this noir gangster movie. I can't even remember the name of it. It was some gangster movie, and it was black and white. It took place it was like a weird movie because it looked like it took place in like the 20s, but then they had like modern cars and stuff in it. It was really a neat movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, and there was this lady in it, this girl, and just blew me away. Like, I was watching her and I couldn't take my eyes off her. Like, she was that good. And so I was like, I need to find out who this person is, because I want her to be in one of my movies. So I found out who she was, and we ended up offering her a role in Crazy Lake. And her mom was real sick at the time, and she had to drop out. So then when we made Seeing Evil, she became the wife of the lead actor in the movie, and we flew her down, and she was in the movie. But that's how it is, man. Like, it was just some little 10-minute movie, 2-bit nothing movie, and someone shined in it and got a role in a bigger movie, and that's how it works. Like, people need to just be, I keep telling everybody, be in everything you can get your hands on.
Yeah. See, and a lot
Don't
of people
turn down roles. If you're comfortable with nudity and your agent's telling you no, like, that's absolutely ridiculous to me that you're going to turn down a role because your agent said no.
Yeah.
I would get in anything I can get in just so I can shine in that movie. Like, if you're the best person in that movie, you're going to get noticed, and other filmmakers are going to be attracted and try to get you in their movies.
I've heard other actors say, one actor in particular says, it's not too good to be in too many independent movies. When I say it's wrong, I got a clip and I use it quite often, but the person I heard it from first was my dad. He wrote me a letter when I was in Tampa Tech here back in 82 or 83 or 81, and he said, son, I know you want to be an actor, but you don't have what it takes to be an actor. An actor will take anything, any bit part, anything he can possibly can to be an actor, and you don't have that in you. Because in the younger days, I was just like, oh, I don't want to do a Pepsi commercial. I just want to do monster movies or whatever, because that wasn't my mentality. Right. Now my mentality is, like you said, has to do everything you can. And Philip Seymour Hoffman is the one I've seen it the most recently. He was in front of a microphone on a podium on stage, and he was saying, he goes, to all the actors out there that want to become somebody, you do everything and anything you possibly can. Put yourself in front of that camera 24 hours a day. I don't care what it is. Like you said, if you're working on the set, like you said, if you're acting, if you have a bit part, if you have the lead. And then my thing that I take away from it, and I always say is, someone says to me, first of all, they'll say, well, it's just a little part. There's no little parts. There's only little actors. Yep. That's a quote from way back. But my seeing is, yeah, go ahead, give me a small part, because you know what? I'm going to make it memorable. And I've had interviews where people said, it doesn't matter how much blood you throw on the girl's naked boobs, Wynkoop's just going to come in here and steal the scene away anyway. Right. So make the most of what you can with your role. And like Chris says, that someone's going to, when I did that rap video, this guy came out of nowhere, and he goes, you know how you got this part? And I go, I have absolutely no idea how I got this part. He goes, I saw you 6 years ago at the Tampa Picture Show, or whenever it was, doing a character called Bart Boyle. You had a wig on, a suit, and you were just yelling and screaming and singing songs, and you were having the girls come up, and you're grabbing them and looking at their tits and everything. He goes, and I lean over to my buddy, and I go, God, who is this guy? And the guy goes, that's Joel Wynkoop. He goes, no, who's that guy right there? And he goes, that's Joel Wynkoop. That's not Joel Wynkoop. That guy right there. He goes, that's Joel Wynkoop. And the guy's like, shit, I'm going to put him in a movie one day. And it took 6-7 years, or it wasn't a movie, it was a rap video. But that's how I got that role, how he remembered me from doing Bart Bull, which all goes back to do everything and anything you possibly can in front of the camera.
Yeah, I literally accept every role that I'm ever offered. Like, you want to be a pizza guy? Sure, why not?
Yeah, and then then the pizza guy, you know what?
Be the best pizza guy you can possibly be.
I mean, unless the director's like, no, I just want you to say thank you. But you come in there and go, hey, the pizza guy's here. Yeah, here's $17.99. Oh, yeah, I'm going to give you some change back because I'm really happy being the pizza man, because the pizza man is being great. One time when I was growing up, my dad said you'd make a good pizza man. And I was like, I don't think I'd be a good pizza man. I'd be a great pizza man. You know what I'm going to do? Take that pizza back. I'm going to get you another pizza for free. I'll be right back. And the director might be like, oh, that was fucking awesome. Let's leave it. That's what I did in Ouija Mummy with Karate Irving. I just went nuts with it. And they're like, we love this, and then got a actor award for it, and another script's being written for him, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Or you could just go, there's your change, see you later. Right. Make it memorable.
Yeah. No,
I mean, unless you don't want to be remembered, then just go, here's your change.
Well, some people don't like act. Chris doesn't like act. He doesn't like.
I hate acting.
Yeah.
I hate acting and actors.
Oh, here we go. I heard this from a long time ago from my friend Tim Ray. He goes, all actors are stupid. What about Stallone?
No, they're not stupid.
No, Stallone's different. I hate all actors. What about that actor? Well, not all actors, but most actors I hate.
Actors are weird.
Yeah.
There we go. Actors are weird.
I'm not going to say they're dumb or smart or anything. They're just weird.
Well, it's a mindset. Like, they have a mindset to be other people. So
the way they can, like, get into a character, and, like, everybody does it differently. Like,
yeah.
But you want that, Chris.
And I sit there and watch it.
You want that.
Like, what a weirdo.
But you want it. Chris is like directing a role.
We don't want it. We need it.
There you go. Because Chris is going to be like, okay, you're the killer. You're going to come in here and kill somebody. Okay, ready, set, and action. Hi, I'm a killer. I'm going to cut your head off. And Chris is going to be like, okay, that's good, but I need a little more Wynkoop there. Can you take it up a notch? That's what I want. That's what I want.
I'm going to cut you up.
What we were doing, it was after Dark Dimensions, Parallel Earths, I think it was called, or something, for John Lewis. And my wife had told me, she goes, baby, you got to start doing what the director wants and not go all crazy in your head. And I go, okay. So the director says, okay, ready, Joel? Action. And I do the lines and go, well, first thing I'm going to do out of here is get out of here and move along. And I got up and I moved to the door and I opened the door and I pushed the door open and I walked out. I come back in, the director looks at me and goes, what the fuck was that? And I go, well, I did the lines right. I did what it was scripted. Yeah, but what the fuck was that? I go, what do you want? He goes, Wynkoop it up. I need you. And that became a term where people on sets would go Wynkoop, because I've heard it from other directors and other actors where they were told that. They were told, go Wynkoop, and that means go nuts.
Right.
So then the director says, now, can we try that again? Can you go Wynkoop? Oh, well, yeah, okay. My wife told me to come. Don't listen to your wife. We want to do this. So he goes, action, and then I'm like, I got it with these people. And I went through the whole spiel, got up, and then I think I kicked the guy's door too hard. But I did a front kick into the door, and I kicked the door open, and I went out, and the side, I think the door got like ripped off of it or something, the doorknob. And I went out, and I come back in, he goes, that's what I want. Aside from that, I got to pay for that, but that's what I wanted.
Chris, why don't you ever do that for me? Let me Wynkoop it up.
You go up.
There you
Go all
go.
crazy.
Yeah, let me do that. Like rather than doing the lines.
Actually, in Zed's Dead, I thought you were like depressed.
Well, because those are the lines.
Like you came in and you're just like,
it gave me the lines. It was like,
Yeah.
like okay.
the pawn shop owner's like, hey, how you doing today? And he's like, oh, I'm good. I have this samurai sword that I was hoping I could pawn. And
Maybe that was your
I was
character.
like, why
That's
is
what I'm
Tony
saying.
The shy
crying?
character.
I was like, why is Tony about to cry?
Well, they didn't even name my character. They called it the douchey. What was it?
Douchey samurai sword guy?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
sword guy.
like I didn't even have a name. Like there was literally no direction. It was just they chopped my head off because they have a severed head of mine. That's
Yeah.
literally the
You
only
have
reason.
a head.
Because they don't give me any decent roles. They don't give me any like roles like
I saw the
decent
head.
speaking
I
lines.
saw the head.
Yeah, so my head's like famous, more famous than I am, and it's been places, so many
Yeah,
different
it has.
places. Oh boy,
Yep.
it has. But like they just like throw me in there like a basic like 5 lines in a
Right.
movie just to chop my
Just
head
to
off.
chop your head off.
So I'm like, give me a role. Give me something, and
establish.
then chop my head off.
Put the background. Put the
You
background.
had a
You
good
know-
role in Naked Cannibal Campers.
But did you see those lines? Like,
Yeah. Now you're talking.
exactly. That's what I mean.
That could
What's
make
funny,
a t-shirt
halfway-
out of that.
halfway-
We were gonna do that. We were gonna do that.
Halfway through the shoot, we're like, he says now we're talking like a lot.
And
Now
if you see
we're
the
talking.
script,
And we
that's
were
literally what it
realizing
is.
like every single scene he had
It's
said
scripted.
that.
Like they
So
don't.
it became like
There's
this
no
big joke.
flexibility. Like it's like
Now
literally
we're
ending
talking.
end of every
Every
scene.
sentence.
But
Now
that's
you're
funny,
talking.
and that's how sometimes you remember. You remember that dude? He kept saying, "Now you're talking,"
Yeah.
and they're remembering you. Kathy does it in Hotel 666. Phil wrote it, and she goes, "You want me to say this every time?" I go, "Yes," because that's T-shirt material. She's standing there with her shirt all open, and she's all cleavaged up there, and Phil's talking to her, and she goes, "Well, if you give me the role, you know, Joel's out of town shooting Truth or Dare 6 with Tim Ritter, and you and I could maybe make it a Friday of it, maybe a weekend, if you know what I mean." She does that 3 times in the conversation. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be right over." But
You know what I mean?
Those are classic little. Evil Dead, groovy baby, groovy.
Yeah.
What do you remember?
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead, groovy baby, groovy. You
Yeah,
know, those are the things. Go ahead, make my day. Clint Eastwood. Who does not know that? Come on, you know.
Yeah.
And those are little one line. Steve McQueen's the one that said it. I read it in his book where he said they were shooting with the car chase. Remember, it's the most famous car
Bullet.
chase in the world. Bullet. Yeah. When they were shooting Bullet, I should remember that, right? When they were shooting Bullet, the director came to Steve McQueen. He goes, "Okay, now here's the script. And this is what you'll be saying." And Steve McQueen looked it over and he goes, "I'm not saying all that." He goes, "I'll say what I want to say." Oh, I mean, Steve McQueen, he's a big star. He can say that to the director. And then, so the one actor said all his things, and Steve McQueen turned to him and said, "You walk your side of the street, I'll walk my side of the street." That replaced 50, 60 words
you're
of
good.
dialogue. And then Chuck Norris used it because he said Steve McQueen was a fan of his, and Chuck Norris gave him martial arts lessons. In fact, when he was coming to the Towering Inferno, his name was left at the gate, and Chuck Norris got there with his friend, and they called it in through the thing to Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen called him back and goes, "What is this other? Why did you bring somebody with you?" I said, "You could come, not your friend. What does your friend want with me?" And he goes, "He's just a friend of mine, Steve. I just want to." "No, you guys aren't coming in the set then." And he wouldn't let Chuck Norris come in. Of course, Chuck Norris was just a karate guy. He was not a movie guy way back then. But those are those little lines and stuff from movies that get remembered, and just like I said, like Go Ahead, Make My Day is like the most classic. Yeah.
Well, you never know where those inspiration lines will come from.
Yeah.
Like I said, especially those repetitious ones.
Right.
Now you're talking.
But that's great. And that's what you remember that guy that said, "Now you're talking"? They might not remember the name, what you did, but they're gonna remember. That's the movie. The
I don't
guy
even-
that says, "Now you're talking."
I don't even remember my name. In
If
that
they
movie.
remember now you're talking over what the girls were doing with your head, then something's wrong.
I mean, something is wrong.
You know, when you said about the head, I think what would you say? They had a head that looked like you. That's how you.
It's
got
my
the
head.
Yeah,
It's literally my head. It's
Yeah, they did a cast of it.
yeah. Cast
Okay.
in my head. Yeah.
When we were shooting out Wicked Games, we had Dan Rebert, who worked on Terminator. He did the head for the actor. So this head looked just like the actor. But then the actor got kind of weird. And he's going, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I need alcohol. I have to have scotch there at all times. I have to stay, totally
I
drunk.
should have did that.
And yeah. And then Tim was like, okay, that guy's out. Now we don't have an actor. So we're at the beach shooting a scene. And Tim happens to look across to this guy. Then he looks at the head. He goes, God, that guy looks like the guy. He goes, Joel, come here. And I go over there and he goes, can you go talk to that guy? Tell him he looks like the head, our decapitated head, and we want to put him in the movie. And I go, I don't care. I walk over and I go, excuse me, sir. And he goes, yeah. And I go, you look like your face looks just like our decapitated head over here. We want to put you in a movie. What it implies is you're going to be with 3 hot chicks. They're going to be climbing all over your body. Oh, I'm in, man. Okay, here's the address. He came, showed up, did his scene. The girls walk him out the door, and then we put a hammer or an axe into his face or something, and his head goes rolling down the ground there. But that
sounds like Naked Cannibal Cameras.
Right.
Where all 3 chicks are around me.
No, Chris. We're talking about that. What Chris does. We've done all the same things.
Right.
We just did them in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's all we truth or dare. Wicked Games, Screaming for okay, the girl's gonna look through the eyepiece, and then the killer's on the outside with a pick, and he shoves it through the eye hole and jams into her eye. So we were doing the same thing. We were just doing them in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's how I say, like, I covered the gambit with this stuff, or I've done a little bit of everything, whether it's horror, splatter, martial arts, on and on. Again, doing as much as you possibly can as an actor.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just try to put as much into our repertoires as possible, and as we do, it molds and it definitely it revolutionizes or evolves into new and better practical effects or practical ideas that just come out on screen in our next movies and the movies after that.
Or sometimes it don't. Who cares if people like them? That's what counts.
Yeah, I mean, people.
I never say, look at my new movie. It's my greatest work ever. I just go, hey man, check my movie out. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's cool too.
Right.
I'm
It's
not.
funny because me and Sean were talking this morning about the formula of our movies, and it's like we start off with a bang, like a kill or something right at the beginning.
Yep.
And then 10 minutes late, every 10 minutes has to either have boobs or blood. Every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we can have all our little dialogue-y stuff in between those 10 minutes. But you got to hit them with something every 10 minutes to keep their attention.
It's the same thing with martial arts.
And we watched a couple movies yesterday. We watched one called President Evil. And, he told me, because we were in the sleepover slaughter, we were going to have the killer wear a Donald Trump mask. And
that'd be funny.
so he told me, he said, dude, there's a movie called President Evil, and it's about a guy wearing a Donald Trump mask, like killing people.
Cool.
So I found it and put it on, and I'm watching this, and the first 10 minutes of this movie is Halloween, but the killer has a Donald Trump mask on. Like, it's the same movie.
Yeah.
Like, the
Wait,
guy...
the original Halloween?
Yeah, the original Halloween. Even the beginning of the movie, the opening credits scene is
The house.
instead of the pumpkin showing, the credits showing with the pumpkin sitting there,
Yeah.
it was a Donald Trump mask, and they were showing the credits, and they were playing like music that sounded like the Halloween theme.
That's great.
The music sounded like the
gotta find
Halloween
this movie.
theme.
Yeah.
And so for the first 20 minutes, I'm like, this is freaking brilliant. Like, this is so good. But then it got like a little political and got kind of boring and drawn out, and I shut it off. And then so Sean watched it. And he texted me like, dude, I'm 5 minutes into the movie. It's fucking amazing. And I'm like, yeah, just wait, it gets dull. So he's like, yeah, I watched half of it and shut it off. He goes, it got too like,
Turned.
yeah. But the opening 20 minutes was freaking brilliant. Like,
It could have been a short.
I mean, it even had like the kid walking in the house, and the mom and it was a sister in Halloween, but the mom and her boyfriend are making out, and then they go upstairs, and then you see the kid walking through the house, and he picks up a Ronald Reagan mask and puts it on, and they're showing it through the eye holes of him walking through the house, and he kills his mom with a letter opener, and he starts stabbing her, and you see like water fly up, 2 times, and she's laying, and her implants are like busted. She's like laying on the bed dead with her implants busted. Like, it was total spoofy Halloween, but it was hilarious. And then it just got dull. It got dull, and
Yeah, well,
but
some movies get ruined by stories.
yeah, exactly. And
like you started off so good, and then you talked. Damn
I know.
Yeah.
Then you actually had a story.
You're right. How you got to keep the formula because you have it. Maybe the girl undresses and you're like, man, she's got nice tits. This is a good movie. And then it kind of goes to get out some guys talking, but you got to have some dialogue. Unless you just got the people out there like, just want tits. Then go get a porno. So if you're watching that and you get to that point where you say, okay, there's a little talking, and having to like, oh look, there's another. Now this is a different girl coming over and she's getting it. Same with the martial arts movie. You got to. Started out, yeah, bam, 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 punch, 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 kick, 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 kick. Okay, Sam, the last time you beat the shit out of someone, it wasn't a good idea. You've already hooked everybody with the tits or the martial arts.
Right.
Then you put you never want to start the movie with, hey, Sam, how you been today? Let's have a little sit down here, buddy. Unless you're at the theater and it's got Tom Cruise in it. It's $1 million movie.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, grab people right away with the excitement of it.
And we were talking about, like, a lot of people that are local, like, their movies are so dialogue heavy, and it's just like, look, dude, you're not Quentin Tarantino or Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And this isn't Samuel Jackson delivering your lines.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that and make an enjoyable movie. Like, you can't have an hour of dialogue with 2 people the whole movie and expect it to be well received, like, good. And you gotta, like, on our level, you gotta have stuff that, like,
our level
is shocking or catches the viewer and makes them remember something about it.
Well, on the other side of that, people that enjoy like podcasts, for example, they'll watch movies like that. They'll enjoy like movies like that with a good amount of dialogue, and that establishes a story.
But you're saying good dialogue. It's not good dialogue.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Like I said, the only 2 people that I know that can get away with actors in one location just talking and talking and talking is Tarantino and Kevin Smith. And if you think about it, Tarantino and Hateful Eight, the first hour and a half of that movie is 4 people sitting in a stagecoach.
Wow.
Riding down, I know Tony hates Tarantino, but them riding down the prairie in a stagecoach for an hour and a half talking. Like, it's incredible. But you're like engaged in these people's conversation, and he's the only one that can get away with that. Like, nobody else can write dialogue like that to where you can sit there and be engaged for an hour with 2 people or 3 people talking.
Look at the movies like Margin Call and The Big Short. It's all dialogue.
Yeah,
like,
but there's a lot of different people like going in and out, and stuff's happening. Like,
but it's mostly Big Short was in like 3 locations, and Margin Call was in 1 location.
Right, but you also got Christian Bale and whoever else delivering the lines.
Yeah.
And if you're just a fan of those people, you're gonna watch.
Oh yeah.
We don't have the not even the B actor, the D actor that's trying to build his resume in our area delivering these lines.
And it's true. At this level, nobody.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's the movie maker, the filmmaker, the writer that sees it as, oh, this is going to be my opus.
Right.
And that's fine, but this isn't really kind of the. I mean, and a lot of them are doing it for the film festivals, which will go, oh, it's so risque and it's so. Look at that and look at the colors.
Well, that's fine. If you're making like a
that's fine.
If you're making like a 10, 15-minute movie, then yeah, do it. But I'm talking about like a feature film.
Yeah.
That's all dialogue and like really nothing's happening. Like, that's not good. Like, you need to grab your audience with some kind of action, nudity, gore, something that's like, whoa, what the heck?
You want to make them watch it.
Yeah.
Now on the other side too, it's a lot of the perfect writing. Think of the episode of Seinfeld when they're in a restaurant. You don't leave that fucking restaurant the whole episode, and it's friggin' awesome.
But it's hilarious
and
because
then,
the 4 people delivering the dialogue is, well, actually the dialogue's funny.
Yeah.
And the 4 people delivering the lines are funny. So that's why it works.
I tell you what, it's a lot funnier with Seinfeld doing it than me and Chris and Sean and
that's
somebody
the thing.
else.
If it was Joel, me, you, and Sean sitting in a diner talking about the same, we could probably have the same lines.
It wouldn't be as funny.
It wouldn't be as funny.
Right.
Yeah.
And then another movie that's just, it's talk. Now, maybe I like it because being in sales of Crystal Water, I was like, oh, God, I'd use that line all the time. Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
That is friggin' awesome. I'll watch that over and
Alec
over and over again.
Alec Baldwin
Put
in that
the
movie.
coffee down.
Right.
Coffee is for closers. You got to have brass balls to sell real estate.
You see this watch?
Yeah.
You see this watch?
This watch is more
This
than your
watch costs
car.
more than your car.
People are waiting to take your money. I can make a $500,000 call out there tonight. Don't tell me about your kids, about your children. I don't give a shit about your kids.
One day, when you're retired,
Yeah,
you're going to be sitting in a bar and you're going to say,
that's good.
I was in real estate once. It's a tough racket.
I thought you didn't like to act, Chris. I thought you didn't like to act, Chris.
That's it, man.
I can imitate other actors. I
That's
just can't
great.
act myself. I need someone else's
Well,
personality.
that's
to
literally
dive into.
acting, though. You're being somebody else.
Right.
That's
But I
literally
need somebody
acting.
that like exists. I can't like make a person up and do it.
Jim, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the deal. What deal, Jim? The deal we had. What deal, Jim? The deal at the bar, at the restaurant. What deal, Jim? The deal's closed. The deal is done. My wife says I have to get the money back. No, we're gonna talk to your wife. No, you can't talk to her. You can't talk to my wife. No, we're gonna talk to her. The deal is done. Jim, the deal is done.
Have you seen that, Tony?
Yeah.
You never saw
Yeah,
King
I
David?
recognize the lines. I recognize the lines. I've heard
So
Yeah.
it's this real estate office, and they're selling like swampland in the Everglades, like just shit.
Yeah.
And all the salesmen are just like old, beat up guys. And Alec Baldwin comes in to motivate him. He's like a motivator.
So it's basically like Wolf on Wall Street, but for real estate.
Yeah,
It's not-
Well,
I don't-
it's not as
I
elaborate
don't think
as
it's as-
Wolf of Wall Street, but
I'm not even gonna say it's as good as Wolf of Wall Street's like amazing.
Yeah, it is.
And that
Yeah.
again, that's a movie that is like Glengarry Glen Ross, but they added
Yes.
nudity,
Yeah,
cursing,
so much more
like
to it,
all
yeah.
kinds of crazy
I
partying.
just love Margot Robbie.
It's such a great movie.
But
But yeah, like Glengarry Glen Ross, it's same idea.
Yeah.
Like, Alec Baldwin comes in to motivate them. They have a contest, and you know the first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado.
First prize Cadillac Eldorado.
Second
Second prize,
prize
steak knives.
is a set of steak knives, and third, you're fired.
Third prize, you're
Third
fired.
prize, you're fired.
Oh, I got your attention now.
what
Want to talk about it?
was
But that's
that?
like one of the greatest speeches of all
Yeah.
time in a movie. You
Yeah.
gotta watch it. Just pull up Alec Baldwin, Glengarry Glen Ross, and just watch
Yeah. Did you ever see that movie with where he goes to sell the used cars? Where what's his face comes in to help this one car dealership.
I was gonna say, is that used cars?
It was I can't remember.
Kurt Russell.
I cannot remember his name, but it has Catherine Hahn in it. It has Ving Rhames.
it. Ving
Ving
Rhames,
Rhames
is that
in a
car
car?
dealership?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, it's called You.
Well, there's used cars, but that's got
that's
Kurt
an old
Russell.
movie. That's Robin
No,
Williams.
no, this was 2000. It has. It's so good. I
Ving Rhames.
yes.
Only thing I can connect him to is the Mission Impossibles.
It's such a funny movie, but it's basically like that. This guy comes in. He's like, he goes to motivate to sell this used car dealership, and it's comedic.
Not
But he-
Gung Ho.
No,
No, okay.
no, it's used
You
car.
said it was 2000, early 2000?
Yeah, Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames. Yeah, just go to IMDb. Ving Rhames.
It's I can't even see it.
The Goods?
It might. Yeah, I think that's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Live Hard, Sell Hard?
Yes, Live Hard, Sell
Yeah.
Hard. Yes, they come in to help this very struggling used car dealership,
Oh.
and he goes in and motivates, and they talk so much shit, but it's basically speeches like that, and it just motivates these car dealers or these car salesmen to sell all the cars on the lot. But
wow.
everything that they go through is just hilarious.
Oh, cool.
It's just a very, very comedic
I
movie.
think I saw that.
It's so
When it
funny.
came out.
It's got, I mean, sex, lies, and videotape. That's really what it has. It's very funny, very amazing. I think because it has my sense of humor in it.
And
enjoy it.
that's another thing. You find the sense of humor. It might not be somebody else's, but it might be yours.
Yeah.
That's what you like. Someone else might not like
Right,
it, but
right.
you hope they do when you do.
And that's what I was
something.
telling Sean today. I'm like, we were talking about somebody that used to make movies and they don't like really do much. And we were kind of like, he was like, I think he wants to make a perfect movie and he's afraid that people aren't going to like it or somebody's not going to like it. And I'm like, here's the thing, bro. You're not gonna make a movie that everybody likes.
Yeah.
Like I hear people that don't like Pulp Fiction. Tony's one of them. I'm like, that blows my mind because that's, revered as one of the greatest movies of all time, and there's some people that don't like it. So there's people that don't like E.T. There's
Some people don't like Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
Oh, Gone with the Wind. Would that cost $1? Shit.
There you go.
Casablanca?
So you're not going to make a movie that appeals to every single person.
That's never going to happen.
So do what you want, do what you like, and make it
if
the way you
people
want
like it, great. If they don't, that's fine.
I just think movies with me is the rhythm of the movie. Sometimes I'm on the beat, sometimes I'm on the beat enjoying it. Sometimes the beat just hits me all off, and I'm just like, I can't get into this at all.
Yeah.
Like it's just like that with music, movies, literally anything, colors.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't like hit me on the right wavelength, I'm just not following, and I'm not like enjoying. I'm not engaged in it. It's just not something.
I stuck a movie in, and I know you know it, and I know you got to know it too. A buddy was over. I go, let's watch this. You'll love it because I'm a big fan of it. I stick it in. We're not even 5 minutes in. Joel, I can't get into this. Let's turn it off. It was Race with the Devil.
Race with the Devil. I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
Right. Race with the Devil with Peter Fonda.
Oh no.
Too old for me.
Oh my God, Race with the Devil.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's
Look
before
that
that's before
I'm like,
oh man. Yeah, that's
Peter Fonda.
that's
I'm like
like
74 on.
man. They're getting together.
I'm 88.
I can't remember the guy's
78
name,
on.
but he was also his character is awesome. But Peter Fonda with riding his motorcycle on Loretta Swit, which is much different than MASH. And they got a Winnebago. They're going to go on a camping trip. They go out there. They race their motorcycles. They crash their motorcycles into the lake. Then they're at night. Then they hear something. They go outside and they look across the lake. And this big tree goes up in flames. And there's all these people around. They're going, they stab the lady. And then the girls come out and they flick the lights on the Winnebago. And they go, Sam, George, come on in. He's like, shut the fuck up. But he's not saying fuck because it's 72 or whatever. And then the Klansmen or the occult people see them, and then it's right then they're chasing that Winnebago all the way to the very end of the movie. And I'll spoil it for you because I don't give a shit. Just see the movie.
We do that a lot on this show. We do a lot of spoilers.
They get where you think they've got through the whole town. Everywhere they go, if it's occultists, they put rattlesnakes in their Winnebago. They run them off the road. The motorcycles are chased. Peter Fonda's on the back of the Winnebago kicking a motorcycle guy in the face, and his motorcycle wipes out, and they run one over with the Winnebago. And at the end, they're parked on a hill, and they think, we're all safe and everything. Oh, God, that was something we went through. All their windows have been boarded up. All of a sudden, you see the wide shot of the camper, and these big, huge flames light up around the whole Winnebago. I mean, the Winnebago's here, but the plot of land is here, and it's all flames, and you see all the people coming up, and that's the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Race with the Devil is fucking awesome, man.
Oh,
it's nonstop. That he gave up in the first. He goes, I can't get into this. I go, dude, you can't. What do you mean you can't get into it?
Like I said, sometimes it just
time.
does not hit the rhythm. Like it takes like a good opening scene is how just like Scream. Let's say Scream.
Yeah.
Like that's you gotta like something to hold me in and get me into the like watching the movie. It's just sometimes it just does not hit. Like Pulp Fiction. I just could not like. Actually, a lot of Tarantino movies. I just think the way he builds his stories. I just don't like the way he builds his stories.
And I like Pulp Fiction. I could have swore there was an option because that's all like cut up and backwards and stuff. I could have swore there was an option with in order.
I think somebody did that like on YouTube. They
and
did
Jackie
that.
Brown.
Like they put it in chronological order.
Oh, because I'd like to see that too.
I might like that.
Yeah, you might get lost on the break because you do kind of. I'm like, I always got to be like, wait, did that already happen, or is this before that, or is that back there before? Yeah,
well, there's no sense of time in a lot of movies. Like I said, something that happens at the same time, like they'll shoot it and then they'll show it, and then 30 minutes later they go, oh, but this is supposed to happen at the same time as this, and it's just like, I just don't like it's.
That's when you just got to start. Like Reservoir Dogs, same thing. You got to
see. I actually like Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, okay.
I like Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah,
but I just like movies like that. Like I liked Mr. Pink.
Yeah. Well, I want to be Mr. Black. Shut up, you're Mr. Pink. Yeah, but I want to be Mr. Black. Yeah.
Stuff like
Fuck
that.
you. You're Mr. Black. I'm Mr. Pink. I don't want to be Mr. So those are.
I want to be Mr. Green. Well, Mr. Green's another guy on another job.
yeah.
Yo, I'm Mr. Pink.
But what's he look like? You know the thing? You know the thing in the Fantastic Four? He looks just like that. Oh, yeah, with that invisible bitch? Yeah, the invisible girl. Yeah, well, it looks like him.
Well, like I said, just everyone has their own flavor of love that they like. Just like food, movies, music. Everyone's got their own rhythm and, wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, Thank you again for listening and watching us on Killer Collab Podcast. My name is Tone Deaf from Florida, Tony D. Once again with Chris Lato.
Hello.
Sorry, a little tongue-tied over there. Chris Lato from Reaper Films. And then Joel Wynkoop joining us, special guest. Thank you again for joining us on this special edition of Killer Collab Podcast.
Thank you guys very much.